This is Ford's first all-electric SUV, the Mustang Mach-E. As the name suggests, the Mustang Mach-E takes some inspiration from Ford's legendary muscle car, although it goes in a very different direction as the brand's first all-electric model to go on sale in Europe. Prices in Ireland start from around €53,000 and it has an electric range starting at 440 kilometres up to 610 kilometres depending on which version you go for. The Mustang Mach-E goes up against other electric rivals like the Volkswagen ID.4, Kia EV6 and Tesla Model Y. In this video we'll show you inside and outside the Mustang Mach-E and tell you everything you need to know, but before we start remember to check out carzone.ie to find Fords for sale in Ireland from trusted sellers. Starting outside, it's noticeable that there are no Ford badges on the exterior of the car. Instead it has this black pony badge as a nod to the original Mustang, but let's be honest, it doesn't look like that car in any way. The Mustang Mach-E is similar in size to the Tesla Model Y and Jaguar I-Pace, but it stands apart from its rivals in the looks department. Up front it has this blanked off grille which matches the colour of the car along with distinctive LED headlights and bumper styling. Along the side it has sculpted lines and this unusual keypad entry and button system for opening the doors. With the keypad system you can enter a code from the outside of the car and press the button to enter the car without any keys, which is quite clever. While we like the door handle arrangement on the rear doors, the button might be a bit hard to reach for smaller children. As standard, the Mustang Mach-E gets 18-inch alloy wheels, but this higher specification model has larger 19-inch alloy wheels with red brake calipers for a sportier look. There are 8 colour choices with the Mustang Mach-E and absolute black is the standard choice, but this red paint scheme is the one to go for if you want to stand out from the crowd. Towards the rear it has signature Mustang tail lights, again as a nod to the original car, along with a black pony badge and this sloping roofline with a nice roof spoiler. In Ireland, the entry model is the standard range rear-wheel drive. It gets a 70 kilowatt-hour usable battery capacity with a claimed range of up to 440 kilometres. It also gets 115 kilowatt DC charging. This higher spec extended range all-wheel drive model has a larger 91 kilowatt-hour battery with a claimed range of up to 540 kilometres. It also gets faster 150 kilowatt DC charging. There is also a performance-focused GT model coming to the market later this year with Tesla rivaling performance and an €82,000 price tag. More on that one later. Stepping inside, the Mustang Mach-E's interior is a step in a different direction to anything else that we have seen from Ford before. It would seem as though Ford has taken inspiration from Tesla with this huge 15.5-inch portrait touchscreen system on the dashboard. What you don't get in Teslas, however, is this useful 10.2-inch digital driver's display which reads out your battery range and your speed, and also lots of buttons across the steering wheel and dash for controlling the system. The infotainment system is very good to use. It has a clear layout and it also gets wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in as standard. That said, a lot of the climate controls are in the touchscreen system, which can be a bit difficult to adjust at times, while we've also noticed that the touchscreen itself leans more towards the passenger seat in this right-hand drive model. Overall though, the integration is very good and you can control the system with the touchscreen or by voice search, and it is one of the easiest systems to use on the market right now. The overall fit and finish of the Mustang Mach-E's interior is very good, with lots of nice materials across the dashboard and soft materials on the doors, although there are some scratchier plastics further down if you look hard enough. This higher specification model even has an upgraded Bang & Olufsen sound system with a soundbar built into the dashboard, which is a must-have for Spotify lovers. The Mustang Mach-E feels very spacious up front with a lot of adjustment available to the driver, including through the steering wheel, which adjusts for rake and for reach, while these seats also have electric adjustment. It's very easy to get comfortable on longer journeys. There's also plenty of storage underneath the driver's armrest, which slides back here, and it also has a 12-volt socket beneath here. There are two large cup holders which will take reasonable sized bottles, and also there's a wireless smartphone charger pad. Elsewhere there is a USB-C charge point and another USB charge point here, and below this you get a useful storage tray for other items, while the door bins are good for storing water bottles also. The centre console has a simple layout too, with this dial controller for selecting park, reverse and drive, while there's also a button for the electric handbrake. That said, we would have liked to have seen a drive mode button located here, instead of having to adjust this through the touchscreen system. The Mustang Mach-E has lots of room in the rear seats thanks to its long wheelbase, with enough space to accommodate 3 adults. There's good leg room in the rear seats, and there's also very good headroom, even with this large panoramic sunroof which runs along the roof of the car. In the rear seats there's also a useful USB-C charge point and another USB charge point. There's nice storage pockets behind the seats, and there's also this comfortable armrest with 2 cup holders built in. There's also 2 sets of Isofix mounts in the rear seats for family buyers. While rear seat space is good, boot space in the Mustang Mach-E could be better. With a 401 litre boot, it has less space than what you get in a Volkswagen ID4, for example, which has a 543 litre boot. That said, the boot is a useful space with more storage underneath the floor, which is handy for your charge cables, and the rear seats also drop down when more storage space is needed. The good news is that there is extra storage space underneath the bonnet, with 81 litres of space here to store your charge cables and smaller items. The Mustang Mach-E sits on Ford's new dedicated EV platform, which will underpin a lot of new electric Ford models in the coming years. As we mentioned earlier, it is available with 3 options to choose from in Ireland: rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive and GT. There's also 2 battery choices: the standard range, which has a 70 kWh battery, and the extended range, which has a 91 kWh battery. We are driving the all-wheel drive extended range, which has the larger 91 kWh battery and 2 electric motors, one powering the front wheels and the other powering the rear wheels. With 350 horsepower, it feels very fast in a straight line. The sprint from 0 to 100 km an hour takes just 5.1 seconds, and power delivery is thrilling and instantaneous. Most buyers will care more about range than acceleration, however, and from our experience, this extended range version that we are driving offers a real-world 450 km range, which is good. In terms of efficiency, we achieved around 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers of driving for the duration of our test, which was in cold and wintry conditions over mixed driving routes. There are different driving modes, including Whisper, which is the most efficient and reserved driving mode, and Untamed, which increases power delivery with a V8 style driving sound. Weighing in at around 2.2 tonnes, the Mustang Mach-E is a heavy car, and this is noticeable around town, especially over bumps and speed ramps at lower speeds. That said, it is one of the more engaging electric cars to drive on the market right now, especially when you get onto twistier roads and over longer drives where it feels planted through corners. The Mustang Mach-E has an excellent one-pedal driving mode which can be switched on or off through the touchscreen system, and it increases regen braking and slows the car down to a stop when you lift off the throttle in a smooth fashion. It means around town that you rarely have to touch the brake pedal, and driving the Mach-E requires very little effort, which is a good thing. Overall, the Mustang Mach-E is very enjoyable to drive. It's quiet and refined around town, smooth at motorway speeds, and it has more than enough power for any driving situation. If you need range above everything else, the rear-wheel drive extended range model is the one to go for, as it has a claimed range of up to 610 kilometers from a single charge, more than you get in rival EVs from Tesla, Jaguar or Audi. If you want outright performance, the range-topping Mustang Mach-E GT will arrive in Ireland later this year, and it has 487 brake horsepower and 860 Newton meters of torque, and can sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.7 seconds, which is Tesla territory. Because of increased power and performance, however, range is reduced to 500 kilometers. It is worth noting that the Mustang Mach-E isn't fitted with a heat pump for added efficiency in colder weather conditions, as Ford's engineers stated the extra weight of this system would cancel out any potential benefits. In terms of charging, the Mustang Mach-E extended range with the larger battery can charge at up to 150 kilowatts, so it will take around 30 minutes to charge from 10 to 80% with a high-speed public rapid charger. With a high-speed charger, a 10-minute charge will top up the range by around 107 kilometers. While that is good, some of the Mustang Mach-E's rivals offer better charging speeds, with the Kia EV6, Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Tesla Model Y all offering rapid charging speeds of well over 200 kilowatts. It is worth noting that in the smaller battery standard range models, max charge speed is lower at 115 kilowatts. With a standard 11 kilowatt charger at home, it will take around 9 hours to charge the extended range version to 80% overnight. The Mustang Mach-E also gets a lot of assistance systems as standard, including lane keeping aid and departure warning, pre-collision assist, distance alert, automated emergency braking, evasive steer assist and lots more. The Mustang Mach-E comes to the market with 3 different specifications: rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive and GT. The entry model is the standard range rear-wheel drive, and it starts from €53,100 and it gets a lot of standard equipment and a 440 kilometer range. Equipment includes 18-inch alloy wheels, LED front and rear lights, body-coloured bumpers and heated mirrors, heated seats, a heated steering wheel, dual-zone climate control, the 10.2-inch digital driver's display and 15.5-inch touchscreen system, navigation with voice search, wireless phone charging, the keypad keyless entry system, a heated windscreen and lots more. The model that a lot of buyers will be considering is the extended range rear-wheel drive, which gets that huge claimed range of 610 kilometers from a single charge. Prices for this one start from €64,400, while this all-wheel drive extended range model demands a starting price of over €76,000. It is worth noting that range is less in the all-wheel drive versions, and the claimed range in this one is 540 kilometers versus 610 kilometers in the rear-wheel drive version. All-wheel drive models get some key upgrades, including larger 19-inch alloy wheels, adaptive LED headlamps, black side cladding and wheel arches, 8-way seat adjustment, a reversing camera, electric tailgate, 360-degree view camera, the upgraded Bang & Olufsen sound system, advanced active park assist and lots more. The range-topping GT model will arrive in Ireland later in 2022, and starting prices for this performance-orientated model start from over €82,000. The GT leaves little to be desired, with larger 20-inch alloy wheels, wheel lip mouldings, black door cladding, GT performance seats, upgraded sports suspension and lots more. So, should you buy the Ford Mustang Mach-E? Well, if you're looking for an all-rounding electric crossover that is fun and comfortable to drive and offers class-leading range, especially in the larger battery versions, it could be one to consider. That said, if you were expecting this car to share lots in common with the original Mustang, you will ultimately be left disappointed, as this is an entirely different proposition. Some of its rivals also offer better ride and interior quality. That said, the Mustang Mach-E offers something different to any other electric car on the market right now in how it looks, drives and feels, and for that reason it should prove popular in the coming years. Check out Carzone to read our full written review of the Ford Mustang Mach-E, where you can also find Fords for sale in Ireland from trusted sellers.